welcome to episode 18 of Chill Play. What are we gonna do today? We're gonna go to Oasis of Marr, because I'm level 16. But I need to stop by the Druid Guild first. I think the closest Druid Guild for me is going to be in the Halfling town. Oh. That's pretty chill. Look at that. Love over these guys. They're all blue. Oh gosh. Okay. That was a lot more exciting than I wanted it to be, but okay. I don't remember them being bunched up over there like that. Alright, what time is it in the game? Because I think it's 2 a.m., so all the undead are out right now. This is so dangerous. I don't even know if this is worth it. I'm gonna hug the wall. This is a really bad idea. Being in Kithakor Forest at 2 a.m. Did I make it? I made it. I don't see any of the undead mobs. Oh, there you go. Wandering warrior. Red. Scowls at you, ready to attack. Yeah, those things are no joke. Alright, so we made it to the Halfling City, and now we need to figure out which spells I need to get. And who the heck sells them. I've never bought Druid spells from these guys. Do I have anything to train? Nope. What kind of bag is this? Oh. It's nothing special. Okay, so I guess everyone that sells spells is inside of here. Okay, there you go. All right, let's figure this out. Alright, so I'm actually going to be backtracking, and I'm going to see which spells I'm missing. So Burst of Flame, check. Endure Fire, I don't want that. Flame Lick, I have that. Lull Animal, don't really need that. Panic Animal? Don't I get a better Panic Animal later? No. Yeah, let me get that Panic Animal. Oh, I already have Befriend Animal. I was waiting for that. You know what? I'm just gonna get it anyways. Cure poison. Cure disease. Oh, the ward summon spell. I did want that one. Don't ask why. Alright, invoke lightning and whirling wind. I believe I already have those. Yep, okay. And do you have any more spells? No. Alright, so one down. Let's see what this guy... I already checked them. He doesn't have anything I need. Okay, you're next. So these are level 9. Alright, so I got my level 1. Wait, what about Panic Animal? I don't remember getting that just now. Interesting. Torth Largefoot. He has it for some reason. Burst of flame, minor healing, endure fire. Panic Animal, there it is. I really thought I got that already. That's confusing. Okay. Okay, so we got Panic Animal. Should that so that should be it. That should be it for my level 5. Whirling wind. Okay, moving on to level 9. I have most of this stuff already. Enduring breath, I have that. That is a level 18 spell. Why do I... Help me, I'm confused. Why is it all mixed up like this? Fire Fist.
Hey there.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, you scared me. Hey there. Oh, you scared the... Yeah, startled me there for a second. How are you?
I startled you.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. I was on mute, so you didn't hear me, but... how are you, Skullcat?
Doing all right.
Excelente.
Built a fence today.
Who are you trying to keep out?
Everybody. But
Nice.
mostly half.
Mostly halflings. I agree. So far, I mean, after my previous experience with them, it didn't go so well. It's not going much better right now either because they've got their spells like all mixed up, and it's very inconvenient. I think they do this on purpose.
They definitely do. They like to be tricky for no reason.
For no reason. Like literally, I'm trying to give you business. So, alright, I already have...
I'm on my way to Erudin. I gotta buy some alcoholic beverage or something.
Oh, for the quest you're working on?
Yeah, the Stein of Magok.
Nice. Dude, they really went out the way. They went out their way to confuse everything.
What are you looking for?
I'm just buying spells that I didn't buy previously.
And the halflings are the only ones who have it.
No, it's just I was bound in High Pass, so I figured I would gate myself back there and run over to the halfling town. Trying to be a perfectionist and just collect all my spells.
Sounds like the words of a man who's got money.
Richie Rich. Rumor has it I'm the richest person on the server because I have great friends like you.
Barf.
Okay, this is too much. All right, next. What spells do you have? Okay, we're done. What about Hibs? Nope, you don't sell anything. Good, more spells. All right, sense animals.
Since animals is a nice one. I used to use that a lot.
Sorry, say that again.
I used to use sense animals a lot when I played a druid.
Yeah, I don't recall what the purpose of it is. I know it's like it's supposed to point you in the direction, but
Yeah, it just points you at the nearest animal mob. And I think it targets it as well.
oh, that's pretty nifty.
I just used it to find things to charm.
Would you ever use the spell Invigor to increase stamina? I'm trying to think of like I know I'm trying to buy all of them just to have them, but I just can't see myself ever using that.
I don't know how useful that is on a server like this, because
Mhm.
I mostly played on like TLPs and live, where endurance
Yeah,
is
you.
like not really.
Yeah, it's not even a thing.
I don't even think that spell exists on live anymore.
Mm-hmm. That would make sense. What does Feral Spirit do? Let's look it up. Increase pet attack speed and stats. Oh, it's like a little buff.
Yeah, it's like burnout,
Mm-hmm.
but for druids.
Seems like a worthless spell.
It's alright. If you're charming a lot.
Yeah, makes sense. Every little bit counts. Terrorize animal. Calm animal. I don't need calm animal. And I don't need... Alright. Well, let me just confirm first. So I got all my level 14 spells, right? I did. So realistically, let's look at the bigger picture here. Before I start buying useless level 19 spells, I need the ones that I genuinely need. So like Cancel Magic, Careless Lightning, Dizzying Wind, Endure Disease, Poison, Healing, Ring of Butcher. Yeah, if anything, I want my teleports before I buy anything else. Oh, right, and I forgot, when it comes to these things, you gotta buy them from, like, the Druid rings. This is level 19 is when stuff gets interesting. Tell you what, I'll get Terrorize Animals, because that's a fear for the pets. This time around, I definitely want to do a lot more charming of pets, animals. Just because I think it's fun. And I was doing it on P99 green, but there was no pet bar, like pet box. Here you can actually have a pet box, a pet window. There it
really
is.
Just didn't have one?
Yeah, because it was classic.
So what do you do? Just like
You'd have to
text
type commands. You have to type the commands.
Oh God.
It was so painful. It was so painful, my dude. It was. To be honest, we shouldn't even talk about it. That's how painful it was. It was horrible.
We don't have to talk about it.
Rule number 1 about pet boxes:
I wanna
do
make you
not talk
relive
about
your
pet
trauma.
boxes. Yeah, it's actually not that serious, but it was still fine. I mean, think about it. Mages had to still deal with it. Enchanters had to deal with it. So it was just an extra step. And I think, if I remember correctly, you just need to create the hotkeys. Okay, so we'll buy the...
Yeah, but then you got them taking up your hot bar.
Yeah. Oh, it
I
sucked.
think you only get like one of those, right? On the P99.
Yep. Don't get me wrong, I like everything about P99 green. But it is what it is. I wonder if I would ever use the spell Calm Animal. Alright, so these are like 34. I think the rest of these spells are too high for me.
It seems a little bit redundant when you have Harmony. Although I guess
Yeah, that's why.
Harmony is like only outdoors, so
Oh, smart. I didn't even think about that.
I don't know if there's a lot of animals indoors.
I don't think so, unless what you call a spider an animal.
I think they were not considered animals for a very long time, and then they like recently made a change to that on live.
Yeah, but we don't.
quote me
No
on
one
that.
here plays lives, so only the cool kids hang out here. Way to just insult an entire community. No, they're cool. Very cool. So cool. So cool that they're frozen. Alright, so I'm a little disappointed with these halflings. They don't have any of the spells I need for level 19.
Halflings suck.
Way to just insult an entire race. Alright, let's keep looking. Oh
It's
my
okay.
gosh. All of these are
I
like
have
trainers.
halfling friends.
Alright, let's just take a look really quick. I mean, it's not a big deal because I literally won't be level 19 for a very long time. But Barb Code is in North Karana. Yeah, I mean, all I need to do is go back to Kelethon. I don't know why I'm making a big deal out of it. North Karana has it. Cancel Magic.
Cancel magic is like everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, technically. So, Cancel Magic dispels like buffs and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Mm.
Magic-based effects.
So you can use that like before a battle just to dispel.
Mm-hmm.
I remember actually using that spell in PvP back on Valentzek. I used to come in clutch.
Dang, you played some PvP.
Oh, I was an opportunist.
Hardcore.
I was an opportunist. I would just hide behind trees, wait until somebody got low health, and just come in and try to gank them. And I was so bad that usually they would still win.
Just wait in tree form.
Yes. Oh, actually, no. That 100% has happened. That is, oh my gosh, I can't believe you even mentioned that. I forgot about that. And that is 100% a thing. Hiding out in tree form. Dude, man. It was a completely different world. It like there's no such thing like it ever again. Because the way it was in Classic, it doesn't matter how many emulators you make. It was because like it just first came out. Nobody was like really sweaty or good at PvP back then. Unless you played
If I
like...
ever got ambushed by like an enchanter disguised as like a lantern or a tree or something, I would just laugh and applaud them, honestly.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, that's just fun. That's cool. Love it. This was way ahead of its time. I mean, I know Ultima Online was doing a lot of crazy good stuff, but still, it's like this was actually 3D, you know? Alright.
Yeah, forget about them.
I actually want to try it. Because I played I played Ultima 8 when I was growing up. Alright, enough of this.
I never played any.
Yeah, well. Alright, I'm going to memorize them first and then I'll organize them.
I have illusioned myself as a fish hanging on a post. So, how do I like use the free look camera thing or whatever? Like I can change the camera without changing like the direction I'm facing.
What do you mean?
Because normally, if you're like zoomed out, you could left click and drag to like look around without changing direction.
Yeah,
But it doesn't work for me.
I don't think if you're just talking about mouse look, that's one thing. But if you're talking about like some kind of camera features, the only ones that they have is like F9.
I think I've seen you do it on your stream, right? Or are you just
Maybe
using different
camera
angles with F9?
I mean, I zoom out with my mouse wheel and then I left click on the screen.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. But
Yeah.
Left click doesn't do anything. Only right click does.
You might need to. Did you install Zeal?
Yeah.
And did you add your EverQuest folder to virus exception list?
No.
Okay, then it got disabled. You're probably not using Zeal right now. So the way Zeal works, the ASI file.
It's working.
It is?
The Zeal. Yeah.
You might want to try
Zeal's
it.
working.
You might want to try it again because
That function.
anytime you zone or log out, and again, this doesn't happen to everyone, but most people have said that if they zone or log out and relog in, it defaults to some things because antivirus picks it up and yada yada yada. Actually, my other question for you is, do you have the audio on in the game?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm trying to memorize a level 19 spell. Jeez. Alright, so I got that ready. Alright, I will never use these spells anytime soon. So I'm going to move them to the back of the book. Whoops. Cure poison, cure disease, and endure fire. Also 3 spells that I will never use until I actually need to, which is probably going to be never. Now I'm just being like a spell completionist. I just hate that feeling of like, man, I wish I had all my stuff. Because actually, Ward summoned and Expel summoned, I did want that. Because there was a pesky elemental. And all I had was my flame spell. And he kept resisting. I was like, man, I really wish I had Ward summoned right now. Because it takes like much less mana. And does a lot more damage. Okay, so we have Panic Animal. Sense Animals.
Yeah, those like Bane nukes are kind of nice.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think we got everything we need.
Is there a place that has like the connections for all those POK book portal thingies listed?
I like an explanation of what all those pop books do.
Like what goes to where? Yeah.
Oh, for Quarm, I don't think so. I think you just have to ask around.
Okay.
Yeah, or you can go on Discord. I'm sure there's like a thread on it. Yeah, there's like when it comes to Quarm and just emulators in general, anything you want to know, you gotta just either know it already, or ask somebody, or be a part of the Discord community to find out. I can't imagine what it's like coming from TLP to something like this. Because like for me, I don't want to say never, but I'll just say like I could never play a TLP coming from this. So I can't imagine how a TLPer can come from that to this. But the reason I'm going to redact my statement is because I am going to try the new TLP server that's coming out for EQ, the one that's like a Mischief copycat, I think. It's like,
you are?
Yeah, I just want to see what it's like
Cool.
to kill a bat and get some like J boots, you know. I mean, it's quirky, it's fun, I'm not gonna take it very seriously, but it's something. It would be cool, you know what I mean. My biggest thing.
I never actually played on Mischief, so I don't even know what that's like.
Yeah, I mean, I hear that it's random loot, so any mob can drop any kind of loot, and it's also free trade. So even if it's like a no drop item, you can sell it. Something like that. I really don't know. I've never had interest in playing online.
It's a little bit more restricted than like any mob, any loot. There's like a range of like mobs within certain like levels of each other will like be able to have each other's loot tables or something like that. So you're not gonna see like a fire beetle dropping like Nagafin loot.
Oh, I thought that's what it was all about. Okay, I guess.
But you could see like Danny drop dragon loot or something like that.
Seth911 said try Shift T. I'm not sure what Shift T is supposed to do, but Dodger said ouch, do it, they aren't that bad. That was from way earlier, so probably don't have any context to that. But he did just say how is Skullcat getting the fish? So
the Colondal fish or whatever. I'm doing the quest. Regurgitonic.
Nice.
Although I might end up drinking it myself after that. Having friends like you comment.
If you do need any money, just let me know. Always happy to help. Being that I'm such a rich person now.
I will always need money.
Same here. Alright, I think we can head over to Oasis of Marr. Oh gosh. Why do I feel like I'm getting allergies for no reason? I guarantee you it's the dust from my PC. I was cleaning the dust out of my tower the other day, and I was like, where the heck is all this dust coming from? Like I'm in a very clean office right now. Like I don't understand. Like I'm a clean freak. Where's the dust coming from? Makes no sense. Tyler said, hey, this is the song from Gladiator. Yes, you know your Gladiator. That was the song from Gladiator. And I really love that song.
From inside the house.
I mean, it's not like the full song.
Man, I am not gonna lie. I do not miss these boats.
I do. So the only thing I don't like about them, hold on one sec.
They take too damn long.
All right, we're done with that. Yeah, Tyler said amazing song from one of the best, most amazing movies or best movies. I agree. Gladiator was such an epic movie. Absolutely epic. What were you saying, Skullcat?
The boats.
Oh no, so I can't even get in a conversation with people about this stuff because when the world is as small as it is, like classic EverQuest, I'm sorry, that's just the way you travel, you know? If I get it, if we had like all the expansions, I could even say that I can live with those books and all. But it's just part of EverQuest. It wouldn't be EverQuest without it. You'd be playing a different game. Okay, so I will tell you that the boats as they stand right now are kind of broken because they're choppy. They're like they're not fluid, and that bugs me. And I think I think they also changed how often they come. So here's what I would advocate for. If the classic boats, I absolutely agree. They were disgustingly slow. They would come every like 30 minutes in real life time. I would say it makes more sense to have two boats, kind of 15 or 10 minutes apart.
That would be nice.
Yeah. You know, but no, yeah, from the context of waiting 30 minutes, that's ridiculous. But I think there is two boats right now. Like already. So there should be one coming up to you very shortly. Because I've taken the boat probably like 6 times through this playthrough, and it came really quick, you know.
Well, I made it to Aridin, and then my game crashed. So hopefully, I don't know what's gonna happen. I was on the boat when it crashed, so I have no idea where I'm gonna end up now.
You'll be all right.
Hopefully, I'll still be in Aridin.
Hopefully. You might be in the water.
That's fine. As long as I'm not back in Kinos. Oh,
Last night was such
still on the boat.
You're still on the boat?
Yeah, it's still here in Aridin.
See? Quarm's not that bad. Stop talking mess about it. No, I'm just
I
teasing.
crashed again. What the hell?
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder why it's crashing like that for you. What's weird is my Quarm crashed too when I was starting it today, so maybe it's all the rain in North Carolina. What?
Maybe. Do I need to update Zeal maybe?
I don't think so. I don't think it has anything to do with Zeal. Well, okay, here's what I would tell you to do. Do what I said and add your EverQuest folder to the virus exception list. And my second question is, do you know how to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, because if you go look at my video I made about how to install Zeal, I literally show you how to go into Windows and select the folder, and you have to do that before you add the Zeal file in there, obviously. I mean, it doesn't matter, just make sure that after you add it to the exception list, go back to a clean zeal.ais file and drag it in there and drop it, and you'll be all set. Alright, so I'm gonna get these 4 spells: Ring of Talks, Commons, Karana, and Butcher. Can't use them, but I'm gonna have them. It's gonna be my motivation to get to level 19 as quickly as possible. I wonder if I should put my pet thing here or here. I'm never going to use it. I mean, I'm not going to use it that often. Now, I want to have everything symmetrical, because I'm extra like that. Okay. Just for now. I wonder if I should try my new charm spell. Nah. We have a plan, and I want to get there. So Tyler said they're working on a sequel to Gladiator. It's pretty cool, dude. Have you ever seen Gladiator, Skullcat?
I haven't.
What? Oh, gosh. I'm sorry, my brain just flinched because I just wanted to just insta-ban you. How do you...
You guys are just old. Okay?
Oh, you freaking
It's not my
asshole.
fault.
Dude, I'm so angry at you right now. I'm sorry. There's not a lot of people... No, I'm just kidding. I'm not angry. Dude, I'm...
Nah, I'll watch it. I'll do homework, I guess.
Oh, gosh. Okay, I feel better. Okay, so Gladiator, it's not a movie. Like, it's not it's an old movie, or it's like, that's... There's certain movies that it doesn't matter if they came out 50 years ago or 10 years ago. It's just, you have to watch it. You know, it's a classic. Like, okay, have you seen Jurassic Park?
Yes.
Okay, that's an old-ass movie. But you saw it because it's a classic, right? And then, obviously, there were sequels. Gladiator is a classic, you know? Like,
I never saw the sequels.
But, see, like, I'd understand if I asked you, have you seen Forrest Gump? And you said no. I'd be like, okay, that's fine, you know? but that's a classic too. But like that's something like it's like, all right, not everybody's gonna watch Forrest Gump. Another one is Pulp Fiction. Probably never seen that one either, but it's a classic, and it's like a cult classic. So even some people, I hate to say, quote unquote, my age, haven't seen that movie, but most people have. Gladiator, on the other hand, it's something that I feel everyone should see because it's aged very well. Meaning, when you watch the cinematography in that movie, you might as well be watching a movie that came out in 2023, 24. Like, there's nothing old about that movie, you know?
It's timeless.
Yeah, I mean, and to be honest, what I love about some of the movies from the 90s is they used a lot less CGI and a lot more real stuff. I mean, just look at Lord of the Rings. Like, obviously they use some CGI, but a lot of that they filmed on site. Like, they literally flew to New Zealand, you know, to film that movie, and other places around the world. And nowadays they can just literally stand in I forgot what it's called, but instead of even a blue screen, they have like these monitors that wrap around you, and they have like, you know, 8K videos like just playing in the background, and it's like you're in the scene. It's crazy. By the way, you're not even old. I mean, you're not even that young. How old are you? 28?
Sure, we can go with that.
Oh, okay. You're 16. All I'm saying is that it won't matter in a few years because look, there's a guy named Treeform. That's funny. One thing a few years ago, I was like 18, and I used to think, I'm like, man, I wonder what it's gonna be like when I get old. And it was like yesterday, dude. Like the past, okay, so like I have conversations with my wife, and it's the same thing. It's like, dude, it feels like we were in that apartment like just several years ago. Like when we talk about the apartment that we were in when we were dating, we talk about it as if it's like, dude, that was like so recent. It feels like it was 10 years, like 10 years ago feels like it was just a year ago. Because you as a person don't feel different at all. But I remember when I was like younger, I used to also think like, oh, 35, that's old. It's like, dude, just wait. You guys are, anyone that's under 25 is going to be in for a rude awakening, because they're going to turn 35 in less than a blink of an eye, and they're going to realize that, oh, I don't feel older at all. I feel like the exact same person. Now, obviously, if your health sucks, then you're definitely going to feel it. You're going to be like, I'm getting old. But a Loving Robot, the guy that's developing Monsters and Memories, he actually said that on one of his streams. Is like, what's nuts is, I'm not going to say, well, he said it, so I'm just going to repeat what he said. He's like, yeah, I'm turning like 40 something this week. And what's crazy is I don't feel any different, like literally in mentally or physically, I don't feel any different than I did when I was 25. And I was like, that's an accurate ass statement. But again, I'm from the same camp. When I was like 18, 20, 25, I lump all those ages together because not a lot of stuff changed between 18 to 25. I used to say the same thing. I'm like, dude, 35, you're getting old, dude. I will say in the young people's, quote unquote young people, in their defense, you do start getting more grays if you, depending on your genes, I guess. But when you really,
Yeah,
another
I've got
thing,
a lot of gray.
another thing I thought about though, because I was thinking about this. It's like, you know, the only difference between me at 25 and me at 35 is I feel the same as far as youngness, right? Youth, as far as youngness, as far as youth. The only difference is my paycheck is like 10 times higher. So I would choose this over being 25 any day. That's my rebuttal to the young kids. The young kids be like, "You're old." I'm like, "Yeah, you got that old money. Old money. Snap your fingers. Do your stare. You can do it all by yourself. Let me see you do it." Do. Yeah, you guys don't know about that. Lil Jon in the building. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. And the other cool thing about being 35, once you have kids, you get access to all the dad jokes. They automatically get downloaded into your brain. It's crazy. Like, I didn't learn any dad jokes. They all just randomly get downloaded into your brain when you become a dad. It's absolutely nuts. Okay, enough about the age jokes. You know, I'm just teasing you. There's nothing wrong about being in diapers. I used to be in diapers too. Okay.
5 years younger than
I know, I'm just teasing you. All right. All right, I'm pulling my first mob to see what happens here.
Anyway, yeah. I'll go watch Gladiator tomorrow, I guess. Although with you hyping it up so much, I might just end up disappointed.
Oh my gosh, it's so awesome. Just try not to cry. I cry every time I watch that movie. Tyler said all the CGI stuff has really made films get worse. Yes, Lord of the Ring is a great example. Yeah, and I know there's more examples of it. It's just like, that's the first one that popped into my head.
Yeah, there's something about it. It just like feels fake. So like you just don't get into it as much.
Mm-hmm.
Even though like with a lot of practical effects, they look pretty obviously fake. But I don't know, something about it just is more immersive. And can be pretty charming actually.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, there's some movies that really nail the CGI because they use it like in the right moments, but like thriller movies where they have like crazy car chases and like freaking Armageddon type stuff going on, like yeah, that's super dope. We haven't had a good disaster movie in a while. Oh, we did have that movie that Obama released about the end of the world. Did you see that one? It was like on Netflix or something.
Obama?
Yeah. The Obamas came out with a Netflix movie about the United States grid going down and all this other stuff. I was like, well, if this isn't foreshadowing, I don't know what is. It's really awkward. Dude, this my spell has been interrupted like 5 times. I've literally never had a mob interrupt me so many times. I'm just trying to root it and it just kept interrupting.
Are you talking about
Crocodile.
that movie with like Julia Roberts?
Yes.
And Ethan Hawke?
Yes. Oh my gosh, Ethan Hawke was so terrible in that movie.
Yeah, I did watch that.
Yeah. It was very like So the acting was really bad, but the idea of it was pretty good. Oh my gosh, yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, like, that's some of the worst acting I've ever seen. But that's actually what made it entertaining. Because
Some weird, crazy stuff in that movie.
Yeah, like I like the weird.
Kid's teeth falling out of his.
Oh gosh, that was so freaking creepy, dude. That was my least favorite part of the movie. I actually don't like it when I don't like watching
He
it.
didn't even seem to like care that much about not having teeth.
Well, yeah, that's the whole weird acting thing. You know, there was a lot of awkwardness. They also tried to pull the whole. They did a terrible job of trying to pull in like race in there and try to make a message out of it or something like that. And I don't know. I think that was very cringy. It was completely unnecessary. It's like just make a movie about Armageddon and all this stuff. You don't have to make it all fake. Sorry, but that's not how normal people act.
To be authentic with that.
Well,
I don't know. That's kind of not too realistic, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, maybe somewhere like in the deep like population of 14 people somewhere in the Midwest. I grew up in the 90s and we squashed that stuff decades ago.
Well, mostly.
Well, there's no such thing as eradicating something that you can't eradicate. You can't eradicate a thought or an opinion, you know. But what they're peddling to us today is not existent. Anytime I turn on the TV, I'm quick to turn it off because I know if they're talking, they're lying. Well, actually, okay, I'll confess. I haven't watched TV since, like, news and TV. I haven't watched actual TV and news, and since probably I was a kid. Oh, look, he's charming. So I grew up during an era where woke meant you were awake to, you know, the brainwashing that happens from, you know, the corporations, the government, and all that stuff. That term was hijacked a few years ago, like maybe 6 or 8 years ago, to be something completely different. But when I was growing up in the 90s, woke just means you were pretty much awake to the fact that the system's rigged. The rich keep getting richer, lobbyists keep getting paid off, and you have little to no say in your reality. And pretty much anything the news says is a bunch of BS. And you're being brainwashed every time you turn on the screen. Childhood is really fun. So in other words, I got brainwashed about the world being brainwashed at a young age. But then when you think about it, woke was realizing you were metaphorically in the Matrix. Yes, that's 100% it. Yeah, because when the movie The Matrix came out, that's 100% what woke meant. I remember now. Thank you for clarifying that, Tyler. Gosh, Matrix was a really cool movie, though. I remember my older brother was really into that.
I haven't seen it.
Really? Okay.
I'm just kidding.
I I heard by the tone of your voice you wanted to hear my reaction, but anyways, but that doesn't that hasn't. But even if you didn't, it wouldn't have anything to do with age because we're literally the same age. Like,
not literally the same age.
Okay, so let me put it to you this way: my wife is 5 years older than me, and we're essentially the same age. 10 years, I'd say, yeah, there's still a couple things that, you know. Because I remember when I was 25, I was still kind of learning the ropes on, oh crap, I got to take this adulting thing seriously or else. That's like, 25 was my rude wake-up call. It's like, oh man, I actually have to freaking do this darn thing. Can't stay a kid forever. Sucks. And then fast forward 10 years, I'm like, well, I figured out I can stay a kid. I can just finesse the system by pretending to be an adult when I'm in front of certain people, and then go back to being myself the rest of the day. And get married, so that way your mom can keep doing your laundry. But instead of your mom, you call her your wife. I can just see my wife walking in here right now, throwing a whole bag of dirty laundry at me, saying, you wash this. She hates laundry so much. Oh my gosh, I don't blame her. With 3 kids, folding laundry is a freaking nightmare. I try to help her with it sometimes, and I literally can't do it. I'm like, whose shirt is this? Like, my kids, like, their ages are pretty, like, it's like 5, 8, and 10. And I can never tell who's who. Except for the girl. One of them is a girl, so it's like, okay, I get it. Pink, that's the girl. But then the boys, even though they're 5 years apart, the shirts almost look identical in size. I'm just like, this really sucks. I don't like this. And don't get me started on shorts. Huh?
Can they not just wear the same shirts?
Well, when you look at it closely, yes. I mean, you can definitely tell that one is, one will fit a 5-year-old and one will fit a 10-year-old, you know? But still, when you have like so many piles of clothes, it's really hard to tell unless you physically hold it up next to each other, you know? Because when you look at the label, I don't know why they do this with kids' clothes, but they always write like some weird stuff like 8, 9, 10. Like, I don't know what those numbers mean. Does that mean it's for an 8-year-old, or does it mean size 8 or something like that? Like, I should know this stuff. I've had kids for so long and I still don't know this stuff. Gosh, man. I swear parenting is one of the most frustrating and amazing things you can ever do in your life. It's like, I literally would not recommend it to anyone. Ever. But I would also encourage them to do it if that's something they want to do with their lives. It's like, oh, you're asking me if you should be a parent? Okay, then you don't need to be a parent. But if you're saying, I want to be a parent, do you think I'll be a good parent? It's like, yes, if you want to be a parent, you're going to be a great parent. You're going to figure it all as you go along. No amount of books or help is ever going to turn you into a good parent. The only thing that makes you a good parent is wanting to be a good parent. And boom, congratulations, you're a good parent. And learning from your mistakes and then correcting as you go along and apologizing to your kids before you screw them up. Those are the tips to perfect parenting. What I do is when I ever talk to my mom, I make her apologize now. I'm like, Mom, you traumatized me as a kid. You made me do all this crazy stuff. Like, you made me do my laundry. You made me do the dishes. You made me clean up the house. How dare you? How dare you? It's freaking abuse. Alright, so far I've killed 2 crocodiles and got almost 6 XP, so I'm getting like 3% per kill. And then there's also a deep water crocodile, which I can probably get like insta killed off those guys.
Okay, I am lost in the ocean of tears. What is the...
Wait, hold on, time out. You were just in Irud's Crossing. How did you get to the Ocean of Tears?
I took a boat.
From where?
From Freeport.
Oh, from Freeport. Okay, thank God. Because if you said something like Kinos, I'm like, oh gosh, that is not the Ocean of Tears. Okay, so from Freeport, where are you trying to get to?
I need a Keola nut.
Oh, are you serious right now?
Yeah.
I think I have a Keola nut. Let me see. Hold on. Keola nut.
It says it's on the island of Eroli Sea. Whatever that is.
Doesn't this thing drop in Misty Thicket? That's what I got. Alright, hold on.
I have a Misty Acorn.
I'll be right back. All right. Tyler said, "Man, I'm 30. I'm going backwards now." But Tyler said, "I'm 30 and I've got a lot of gray." Yeah, dude, I was shocked. I never thought I'd get gray hairs, but I got grays on the sides of my head. But that can happen to anyone. I've definitely seen some stuff.
Man, I've had gray hair since like high school.
Yeah, some people get it naturally. But I don't think it's from that though, because my dad has, I forgot how old he is, like 100 or something like that, but he's he didn't get grays till like he was old, like 150 old or something like that. I started getting grays at 25, 22 or something like that. It's pretty nuts. I was like, what's going on? Tyler said, I work with a special ed program at high school and the dad jokes definitely come automatically. Oh, when I was in high school, I think I was like sophomore? No. What's the freshman, sophomore, junior? I was a junior and I was, what do you call it? Not an intern, but one of the helpers for special ed. And those are seriously the smartest and coolest people I've ever met in my life. I was like, that's the moment I realized that all the cool kids were the stupidest people I ever met in my life. And that these kids were so much cooler and smarter than they were. It was crazy.
I had a very different experience.
Well, I mean, it depends. When I say smart, I mean, I'm talking about it from the view of authenticity, right? And one of the things I hated about high school is because I wonder if it's because of like cultural differences. I really didn't like high school because of how like you had to, like, people were so cryptic and you kind of had to figure out like, wait, are they saying what they mean or are they just saying it because they're like, I don't know. I can't even put it into words. It was so foreign to me. I literally had to learn to think like them to fit in, because I've always been raised in a way of you kind of say what you think. And even if it's something that's controversial, you might say it in a way where you know your audience. So like you'll kind of say it in a respectful manner, but you just don't say it at all. But if you do say it, then you commit to whatever you believe in, right? Like, for example, asking somebody out for a date. Hey, I like you. I'm physically attracted to you, and I'd like to take you on a date. Simple as that. Like, no cryptic, nothing, just straight to the point. That's kind of how I was raised. But what in high school was a lot of like playing hard to get and all this weird, crazy psychopath stuff. I was just like, okay, I don't understand this. it's like, do you like me? Do you don't like me? Like, get to the point. I still don't get it to this day, and I'm married. Like, I'm just like, honey, just tell me what's on your mind. It's like, no. Nope. I just want to make things complicated. Okay.
So how did that tie into
It
the
didn't.
special ed class?
Actually it did, because because they were very authentic. They would kind of say what they were thinking is like what they were saying is what they were thinking. Like, there was no kind of hidden motive or hidden agenda. Like, it was just very raw, you know.
Right.
And that's the part of it that I really appreciated, because it's like, you know, everyone had a facade up, you know, in high school. Like, everyone was trying to keep some kind of image, some kind of status, some kind of like thing. And I mean, it benefited for me because I ended up being like friends with the jocks, friends with the nerds, friends with the foreign kids, friends with like different groups. And I would jump from group to group to group until I found the group that was like the most authentic, which just so happened to be like the gangster type of people. And so I ended up gravitating to more people that were from like bad backgrounds, because at least they were like, you kind of you knew what you'd get from them, you know. And I mean, they can be scheming too. Anyone can be a schemer, but it was kind of like you can call each other out on the BS a lot easier. On the flip side, I had like super rich friends, you know, living in McMansions, pools, all this other stuff, and like on the outside they look perfect, but you can never tell what was going on the inside, because they pretty much were raised by politicians. And I lived close enough to DC where they pretty much, that wouldn't be far from the truth. They were either an attorney, a politician, or something else. I can't remember what the other popular thing was. Definitely a lot of attorneys. A lot of my friends' parents were lawyers for sure. But you know what? The perks of being friends with those people was I used to love driving their cars. They would ask me, they were like, hey, go ahead and drive. I don't feel like driving. It'd be like an M3, turn off any kind of traction control and just start doing donuts. Oh gosh, those were the freaking days. It wasn't an M series. It wasn't M series, but it was a 7 series. It was a 2001 7 series Beamer. I had so much fun in that thing. And my other friend, he had a Viper, a Jesse James R1, and a like one of those vans that you convert, like Pimp My Van. And so the Jesse James R1 was an R1, like a regular R1, but it was custom designed by Jesse James, and it was pushing like something ridiculous, like 1200 cc's. I used to love having rich friends, man. And then of course we had the punk and the emo kids. They were fun too in their own ways. So I guess I can say the positive thing is I learned a lot from high school. You know, yeah, I know we got into the topic of just the special education class. But yeah, I mean, I ended up learning from everyone equally. Yeah, you got to understand, I'm also looking at it from an immigrant's perspective. So that's why a lot of this stuff is foreign. You know, it's not the same everywhere else in the world. Like what we have going on here in the United States is very unique to the United States. The rest of the world does not live like this.
Well, I tried to get this nut, and instead I got some island hobo chasing me.
Oh no, not the hobo. Gosh. Tyler said in high school there are a lot of fake kids. A lot of special needs kids are incredibly authentic and real. Yeah, well, I'm glad I had the similar experience.
I just didn't love them always like biting me.
You said biting you?
Punching me. Yeah, they
Oh
would
my
always like
gosh.
bite me and punch me. One of them like swung a tree branch at my head once.
Are you serious? There was definitely some
Yeah, they
like
were a little violent.
there was no. So one thing that always like confused me is like, how's this dude so strong? He had like the strength of like a 30-year-old. It was like, what the freak? Um, no, I think there's actually been studies where like some of the special needs kids, they literally have like the strength of a grown man. Because I remember one of the kids, he got angry about something and he started like flipping stuff over, and the high school security guard had to come in and like subdue him. He was having like an episode or something. But regardless of what it was he was going through, the dude was strong. Like really strong. Just like roaring and just like throwing stuff. It was crazy. It's wild, dude. So I can only imagine you getting bit and hit. That's I can see remembering that for the rest of my life as well.
It was definitely painful.
I think I'm gonna get into a system here shortly. Right now I've just been fooling around with these crocodiles, but if I can just get in a rhythm. Are you dying?
No, I mezzed that guy.
What is he con to you? Okay, so I'm going to...
Got the nut. He was red. He couldn't have been that high level though. He was hitting me for like 34.
What the...
Hey, come over here and port me to Steam font. I'll give you all of my copper.
All right. Tyler said, oh, we have a kid like that. He used to destroy all sorts of school property. He's mature enough. He's matured a fair amount and doesn't really do that anymore, but he used to be an absolute menace. Yeah. The other thing, Tyler, is in this class I was in, some of the special needs kids, like everyone there was actually special needs, but there was at least 2 kids that I swear they were faking it. And when I say they were faking, like they weren't making like a voice or anything like that. They spoke completely normally, right? And they would dress normally. Like they were basically claiming to be special needs. And maybe in some universe you can consider them special needs, but they were just straight up menaces. Like I would see them out at parties doing just the same thing everyone else was doing, but in school, because they were special needs, they basically got all these special type of what do you call it? Like I don't want to call it perks, but basically they get a pass to graduate. Basically a free ride in school. Like they didn't care about school, but they were getting straight A's because they were put in these specific courses. But outside of that class, they would just hang out with everyone else. They looked completely normal. They acted completely normal. But whenever they were in that class, they were classifying themselves as such. So those guys were menaces because they thought they ruled the world. I don't know how they got away with it, but kudos. I mean, I guess that's cool in its own way, right? So whatever. Sorry. back to you, Skullcat. So what did you say? Did you check for the net online? Tyler said
No,
that's
I
some
just
wild stuff. Yeah, I don't know how they got away with it. Sorry, go ahead.
started clicking on all these people in the buildings. One of them was a merchant. She sold it to me.
Oh gosh, I really hate talking into a microphone. This is so freaking annoying. Like, I'm putting myself through the fire trying to get used to doing this stuff, but it's really annoying. Especially like in front of other people. Like, I'm very introverted. All right. Ooh, is that a dead halfling? That's what you get for trying to rip me off. Yeah, it's a dead halfling. Sucks to suck. I would say you do a good job streaming. It's just the thank you, but I just don't. I still don't like it because I don't I'm not 100%. I'm getting there, but I'm trying to get to a point where I can just be the same way that I am face to face. But the microphone, the headset, all that stuff, it just creates this weird internal awkwardness that I can't really shake. I know with time it will get better, but it's I can still feel it. I'm just oh gosh, this needs to stop. I guess I can tell whenever I'm being inauthentic or something like that, and it I get this internal cringe, something's off. What do you call it? Uncanny valley, something like that, right? Part of it has to do with the fact that I usually do these streams so late, so when I'm tired I don't talk the same anyways. So I have to try harder to be my normal self, but there's no way I can be my normal self at 2 a.m. Flat out I'm tired. Last night especially, it was completely uncanny. I'm I shouldn't even be speaking right now. This is stupid. In the grand scheme of things, I don't care what anyone thinks, but that doesn't mean you should just go make a fool out of yourself for no reason, you know? But for the sake of my goal, I was I gotta push through, because the goal is to record this entire playthrough. Even when I don't want to record, you know. Because I'm telling you, there's times when I just want to log in and play some EQ and I don't want the camera on, but that defeats the whole purpose of the playthrough, because then it'll I'll break a streak of documentation, and then I don't know. I know I'm gonna snap out of it sooner or later. I just gotta keep doing it again and again and again. Repetition is the mother of learning. And I know if I just keep pushing through, it's going to get to a point where I'm like, okay, it's no one but me. I'm just having a conversation with myself. And then maybe whoever's messaging me, I can just talk to them out loud. And then, because I do that normally, even without a camera. Like if somebody hits me up on Discord, I usually read the message out loud. Even if I'm the only person in the room. Real psychopath stuff. Oh, Robert, good morning. Yawning and brewing coffee, 9:18 in the morning here. Good morning. Oh, I apologize, Skullcat, for all these conversations. I should have muted myself there. Tyler said, wow, where are you, Robert? Robert's in Finland. Robert said, doing Crocs and Oasis of Marr? Yes, sir. I really enjoy being here. Right now, I'm actually I've been here for like over an hour now, but I'm still kind of trying to get in the groove. I actually want to try something. Oh, that reminds me. Did I scare Skullcat away? Let me just see. Nope. He's still dealing with it. Let's see what Sense Animals does. So, I don't understand. What did that just do? That did nothing. Oh. Okay, I guess it did something. Yeah, that's not worth it. Befriend animal. Let's see how well this holds up.
Let's look it up.
Alright, so I officially have a pet. My first pet ever.
It says a duration up to 20 minutes and 30 seconds. Up to level 24. So what are you gonna play on the new TLP? Druid again? Oh, I think your mic is muted, dude.
Oh no, I was just pretending. I was pretending to move my lips. I totally wasn't talking into a muted mic that whole time. I was taking a break from talking.
That's what I figured.
Oh gosh. I can't believe I was talking into a muted mic. It's all your fault. It's all your fault. gosh, that's so annoying. I really hate it when I do that. It's actually a good thing that everything I just said, really I wasn't doing anything special. I was actually reading off the chat. But I'm going to read off the chat again. How about that? Tyler said, wow, where are you, Robert? Robert said, Robert said, Tyler, I'm in Finland, Northern Europe. Pleasure to meet you, sir. Tyler said, nice to meet you, Robert. How's the weather in Finland? Robert said, April here means one day spring and the next day snowstorm. Where are you located, Tyler? Tyler said, I can definitely relate to that. I live in Minnesota. Robert said, oh, Minnesota, tons of Swedes moved there in search of a better life in the beginning of the 20th century. I am Swedish, by the way. Tons of books and movies have been made of stories of the poverty in Sweden and about many who took the long and unsafe boat trip from South Sweden to New York and then adventured deeper into the United States. Tyler said, yeah, there are a lot of Swedes here. I'm quite thankful for the sauna and cross-country skiing. That's really awesome. Tyler said, that's quite interesting. I didn't know that. Tyler said, Draekos, I don't know if you knew, but we can't hear you speak. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not actually crying. Chill out, man. Stop being a fool. All right. Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate you, brother. I really hate it when that happens. Robert said, sauna is amazing. I go almost every day. We have an electric sauna in our apartment in the city, Helsinki. And we have a wooden sauna in the house on the countryside. The sauna is my temple. Yeah, Draekos has muted his mic. Oh, gosh. Tyler said, yeah, I used to have a gym about a block away from my apartment that had one. Plus, my dad has one in the basement. They are great. Yeah, saunas are awesome, dude. I grew up having a sauna as well. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to grab myself another energy drink. Alright, this time I remember to unmute myself. You need to sponsor me for how many of these I drink every day. It's ridiculous that I still have to pay for these out of my own pocket. All right, let's get back into it. All right, so we learned something today. I can charm yellows. So that's pretty cool.
In his journey to adulthood, Draekos learned that he could charm yellow crocodiles. O crocodile, thou crocodile, be my crocky friend. Come near me as I charm you. You must be my friend. See, I can't even rhyme.
I can't even rhyme tonight. This is stupid. I'm so disappointed with myself. Right, Skullcat? Tell me how disappointed you are with me.
I'm proud of you, man.
Oh, thank you. No, I actually do appreciate some of the people that hop on here. And they're like, nah, you're doing great, man, because iron sharpens iron, you know? It would be a lot more difficult to get comfortable in my own skin doing this if I didn't have people to actually, like, participate and whatnot.
I think you've definitely got more comfortable.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Yeah, like basically the weirder I get on these streams, the more you know I've gotten more comfortable. That's like one of the ways to... Okay, perfect. Oh, this is tight. What am I listening to? Matkan Luposa. That sounds like Swedish or something like that. Matkan. But I love the instruments because it reminds me of like Russian folk music or Slavic folk music. Oh crap, no! Stupid. Oh, I'm getting like wrecked by everyone.
Getting eaten by crocs.
Yep, but I'm good. I'm gonna eat them back. But that's the whole point of what I'm doing is I'm trying to get used to a different game loop right now, you know? Because I'm going to be quad kiting much later. I want to get that staff. Forgot what it's called.
What staff?
I forgot what it's called. But it's a staff that does an AoE spell.
Is it the Lumi staff?
Yeah, the Lumi. Yeah, I absolutely love that staff. Atari said, I had the pre-stream open, but it never auto-started for me. Are you serious? Yeah. So.
I've just been waiting for your stream to start
Oh
for like
gosh.
an hour.
Dang, Atari. I'm sorry, dude. That's messed up.
That's rough.
That's really annoying. I mean, I'm humbled that you would even want to hang out and watch this nonsense, but it's besides the point. So Robert, Lumi question mark. So, Lumi P99. It's luminescent staff. That's the name of it. Let's look it up and I'll read off to you exactly what it does. Alright, so luminescent staff, it's 2-hand blunt, 13 damage, 33 delay, which in and by itself is not bad. It adds 7 wisdom, 35 HP, and 35 mana. What makes it really cool is it also does lightning strike, which is an AoE at 46. So pretty much even if you're out of mana, you can still do AoE damage. So what I would do is I would quad kite. So I'd pull, I'd quad kite. And then even when I ran out of mana, I would still have the Lumi. So even though Lightning Strike doesn't do a lot of damage at 46, it would make all the difference when it really mattered the most. Especially if you were out of mana. Okay, cool. I could really use some clarity right now.
What do you want me to clear up for you?
So there's a thing called mana that I wish would regenerate faster. You can clear that up for me.
Alright, I got you. Just head to the EC tunnel and start begging.
No can do, sir. Because by the time I actually get over there, it'll be like... It's gonna run out pretty quick, don't you think?
Perhaps, unless you find yourself in Oasis. And Gate.
Oh yeah, that's pretty smart. I could do that. Dude, what is going on? There's like nothing to hunt. Like, there's not enough caimans to go around.
Are there a lot of people there?
No. There's like 8 people. Maybe I'm just at the wrong part of the zone. No, see, these are red. Okay, here's one. But it's light blue. What the freak? Did not take hold. Robert said, I got a Lumi staff on my Druid on P99 blue, great for leveling after level 46. The casting time is a bit longer, so you need to start clicking the staff when the mobs are right outside of casting range. Yes, sir. I use it all the time on the green server. I think I got it like at level 45. Yeah, so I got it at level 45, and even before I could start casting it, I was using it all the time. Because it's so useful. Oh, why it's taking so long? Oh, my sow ran out. Mhm. What the heck, man?
Trying to make this dog throw up a fish, but he won't drink the ipecac or whatever.
This is so dumb. I can't even finish. Alright, we're done. So I'm not having really a good time in this zone. I mean, the XP's not that bad. It actually is. I'm supposed to be getting like 23 XP per hour. I'm at 16 XP. And I'm about 2 hours in. And I feel like there's not enough spawns to go around. I'm usually not one to complain, but I'm complaining right now. Something's off. Well, guys, it's been a good time, but it's 1:45 here, and I gotta hit the hay. See you later, Tyler. Thanks for hanging out. Robert said, nice meeting you, Tyler. Be well. It was nice to meet you too, Robert. Thanks. You too. By the way, I loved your old photo from the studio with the iCUE MIDI controller and the KRK Rocket Active speakers. I had those speakers in my first studio set, but they sound great. Yeah, that was my I think the microphone I had at that time was the Sennheiser 4040. Sennheiser 4040 condenser mic. Yeah, it was the MKH 40. Wait, no, was it? No, I'm confusing it. No, that was not my first mic. I'm tripping. Audio Technica AT4040 was my first mic. So yeah, I had the KRK monitors, the iCUE MIDI controller, and then I had the Audio Technica 4040 condenser mic. I really like that microphone. A lot of good memories with that mic. It's crazy that mic is almost 20 years old, I think. I don't have it anymore, but I might need to call it, but while we're here, might as well look and see what we're going to do next time. It might make sense to go to one of the Karanas instead.
Better luck next time.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm gonna stick around. I mean, I'm just a little annoyed, that's all. I wouldn't be annoyed if there was more mobs. But it's I like, okay, so if you haven't noticed, I am not very efficient most of the time because I'm just hanging out and doing stuff, right? But when I actually get in the grind, like for me, like efficiency is very important. So I want to make sure that like I'm, casting the right spells, grinding the right mobs, got everything in a good rotation. And when the rotation is unpredictable, inconsistent, and just not good, for me, it's like I must be doing something wrong, right? Because there's plenty of places where you should be able to go and camp and get a consistent rotation and predict how much XP you're going to make per hour and how long it's going to take you to hit the level. Like right now, I feel like I lost an hour, you know? So I normally don't get very pressed on leveling, but until like I'm like, okay, it's time to grind. You know what I mean? And this grind has not been going correctly. That's all. I mean, there's one other guy here that's killing the Caimans, and he's pretty much got the Caimans on lockdown. Whatever. We're gonna go to North Corona. I just didn't want to go to North Corona because of the rain. I was there. Robert said, WTF, I was literally just typing. My first mic was Audio Technica 4440 while you said it. Mind blown. I got a Newman TLM 103. That is my go-to mic at the moment. That's nice, dude. And that's crazy that we had the same first mic. Dang, that thing looks juicy. That's awesome. Is a juicy microphone. Okay, so I found some additional Caimans. And then I found some deep water crocs. Alright, you know what? We're gonna be okay. Sorry for complaining in your ear like that. That's very annoying. I usually never complain, but you know, I'm human too. Sorry. Whoa, did I almost hear my own voice? That was crazy.
How many Draekos are there?
Oh, it's Robert. I was like, oh, no way. Robert, how are you?
Robert, how are you?
What's up, Robert?
Good morning, Draekos and Skullcat. Yeah, sorry for you. You heard yourself because my setting was a little bit off here. I had my YouTube live stream volume up. I need to take that down.
Oh, that's okay.
Just got upstairs. I have my little countryside house studio set up on the second floor in this house, and I'm looking out. I see forest and fields and snow.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
So are you having like flow issues in your EQ XPing today?
Yeah, just a little bit. I'm gonna get it fixed, but it's I was just being very, what's the word, sloppy. And I feel like there just wasn't enough mobs, but it's gonna be better. It's gonna get better.
So did you guys decide to leave Kerns because you were too high level, or what?
No, I wanted to change the scenery.
I'm just questing right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, change of scenery, that's definitely something that you realize once in a while that you need, both in life and in EverQuest.
Yeah. I mean, and to be honest, like, again, I get the whole concept of Kerns, and why they put it in the game. You know, it's kind of like a fun place to go get fast XP. But I'm fine with playing the game the way it was intended, you know. Again, nothing wrong with kind of power leveling your way. And to be honest, I had fun last night. I'm not even gonna complain about it. The thing, here's the way I'll explain it. I actually want to experience Oasis of Marr. You know what I mean? And if I just go to Kerns right now and basically skip level, I won't have the... okay, he just took my mom. So this is... I'm sorry, I'm going to take everything back I just said. So there's... there might not be enough mobs to go around right now in Oasis. But yeah, normally I wouldn't want to go to Kerns because I want to actually enjoy Oasis of Marr and level up here. But if there's not enough mobs to go around, then I guess I'm gonna have to go to Kerns.
You know, I'm going into my EQ logs right now, see where my Druid was leveling at your levels. I'm just gonna see if I can come up with any places for you to camp in the future or whatever.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. So normally I do either Oasis and then or North Karana. But the reason I didn't want to go to North Karana is because of the rain. And then Oasis, I wanted to just be by the beach. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to run over to Kerns Tower right now and see if there's any openings in there. And if there is, great. If there's not, then I'll have to go park in North Carolina. North Karana. Another thing I might consider doing is going to Everfrost and fighting the mammoths.
So I can tell here by my logs that I was dinging 16 in the fall. And I can't believe I was still there at level 16, but yeah.
Now that sounds like a fun adventure. Befallen for sure. You know what? I just found a camp of dervish cutthroats. I mean, I know there's a lot of them, but there's a camp of 3 of them. I wonder how much XP that they give.
And they all deserve to die.
All of them. Oh, wait a minute. There's one more over here. Dorn beaten. Okay, let's see what happens. Whatever.
Oh, when I was 16, I went to Unrest, and then I kind of spent like 20 levels in there.
Yeah, Unrest is a really good place for XP. Are these? I feel like Dorn Bedin is a caster. Dorn Bedin. If he's a caster, that's no good. Source of the earliest available magic weapons. Hold on. So Dorn Bedin. Source of one of the earliest available magic weapons on Antonica, socials with nearby dervishes. Two of the surrounding dervishes can be pulled alone, leaving only Dorn and the dervish standing to his left. He drops the Dragoon Dirk. Oh, he's a rogue. Oh no, he's a warrior. Interesting.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
use your harmony also to
Yeah.
single pull stuff, you know.
Yeah, so I'll do that. So I'm gonna pull one dervish at a time. Oh gosh. Let's see what happens. This mana stone doesn't really give me more than, I think it only gave me like 6 or 8% mana back, but it took away 40% of my health.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna get better at later levels, but right now it doesn't make sense to use it. Unless I have like regen, but even then.
By the way, you still have the web browser up for us to see. I'm not sure if you wanted that.
Oh yeah, I just want you guys to keep reading it over and over and over again.
Dawn Bidin, Dark Elf War.
Thank you for that. Alright, let's see how much XP she gives me for a blue. Okay, 2% is not bad. And she drops bronze. Okay, this is good. I like this. I like this a lot. Yeah, because I can get some platinum. Yeah, well, let's do this. And then we can sell right there at the Fisher Market. Okay, guys, I think I like this. But I'll be right back. Quick bio.
So what kind of quest are you doing, Skullcat?
The Sign of Magok.
Oh. I need to look that up right now to see if I have done it.
The quest is called Exotic Drinks.
I'm checking the quest now, and I actually don't think I've ever done this specific quest. I love that about EverQuest. You have played for like 20 years and then you still see quests you haven't done yet.
Oh yeah, there's a ridiculous amount of quests. Probably more than I've never even heard of than any that I have.
What level are you and what class are you playing?
I am a level 13 enchanter.
Very nice. I loved leveling my chanter. I have a 60 epic chanter on P99 Blue. Leveling that character was like one of the greatest EQ moments for me.
Yeah, I haven't really played too much enchanter. So this is somewhat new to me.
Yeah, and for every spell tier, you're gonna feel more and more powerful. That's one thing with chanter thing. You get really powerful as far as you go up.
All right, I am back.
Welcome back, dude.
So let's see. While I was out, Draekos TV said, "Hey Draekos, it's your subconscious speaking. I believe in you, Draekos. You can do it." All right, that was weird, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I was about to say, Draekos, that sometimes we don't have flow when we are playing EQ, and it can feel a little bit frustrated, but that's also part of the game. So when you're watching this specific episode in like 10 years, because you're doing this diary documentation, right? It's part of that thing. Because if every episode would be a constant super flow of XP, it would kind of be spoiled, like it wouldn't be a real EQ experience.
I agree, but at the same token, I don't know, like in the other ones, I think I had like died like 2 times in a row, and I usually don't let it bother me. I think you're right, and my bigger frustration is that this whole like recording streaming thing gets frustrating sometimes, because like I'm doing this diary, but I'm still getting used to it, and like it's not easy. Sometimes I just want to turn off this stupid camera and this stupid microphone and just like enjoy it. But then I committed to do this diary, so I'm like holding myself accountable, I think I'm just struggling to multitask right now. But you know what they say, iron sharpens iron. So you kind of just have to push through it. Because I guarantee you, I wouldn't even be getting frustrated if I was just focusing on one thing at a time. I'm just that good at EverQuest. No, but I appreciated that. You're absolutely right. It's part of EverQuest is when you're not in that flow state, mistakes happen, and it's part of the EverQuest experience.
Yeah. And about you feeling frustrated about multitasking. I mean, you're doing progress compared to where you were like 2 months ago. You have new gear now. You have like a better better production going on. And
Yeah.
in the end,
Yeah.
you're doing this for yourself, which also makes your channel more authentic. You're not doing any fake commercial ads, hyping, you know, you're not doing that bullshit that I don't really like. So it's like, that, and I think that's why, you know, and your channel is growing all the time also. I've been watching your subscriber list. You know, 2 months ago you were like, what, 100? Now you have over 300. So that's a great thing, man.
Yeah, it's, and I thank you for that. And to be honest, I mentioned that the other day. Is like, oh gosh, like the more people join in, the more nervous I get, because like it's almost like okay, like I used to be in leadership, like a manager, right? And I got out of leadership because, you know, I had a big team. I was responsible for everyone, and it was very fulfilling, but it was also very mentally draining because I had to, like, yes, it was business, but it was like emotionally attached to making sure that my employees were taken care of, right? And it's a similar feeling when you have a lot of people following you. It's almost like the pressure of this unnecessary pressure, you know, even though I say I don't care, it's like once you start having more people showing up, there's more comments flowing in, and sometimes there's people that you need to just flat out get rid of because they're there just to be toxic. But there's other people that are just super nice, you know, and you want to respond to every single person because, I mean, that's, if somebody says something to you on the streets, you're not just going to ignore them, right? So every single comment, every single time somebody interacts with me, I feel obligated to respond, you know?
Yeah,
Which is not a bad thing. It's just it gets a little crazy sometimes, you know? Especially like with the Discord. Like I was not planning on having a Discord, and now, you know, I get to hang out with all these cool people.
Now he's got me bugging him.
Yeah, now I have Skullcat, you know? I already have a cat at home. I don't need a Skullcat. I'm just teasing. No, Robert, you're absolutely right. I appreciate it. And it is cool to see things grow and change. Atari said, Draekos TV, are you his alternate channel? No, don't. That's so back in the day when I was going to start a YouTube about Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, I was going to use Draekos TV. That was like 3 or 4 years ago. And then when Monsters and Memories started to really, pretty much after I did the playtest for Monsters and Memories, I was like, in my mind, I was like, okay, I want to start a YouTube channel. Like, just like I was planning to do it for Pantheon. I was like, I officially want to start the channel for like EverQuest, Monsters and Memories, and obviously Pantheon. But Monsters and Memories was what really pushed it over the edge. I'm like, oh, I have to do this. This is too good to be true. Because I'm not like a lot of people. I think a lot of people are excited for Monsters and Memories because they think it's going to be good. I'm excited for Monsters and Memories because I know that it's going to be good. I know that Monsters and Memories is going to do something that no other game has done before. And I'm sure that's been said before. But I mean, I played it. It feels different. There's something about it. It just feels different. And no amount of gameplay mechanics or old graphics can have that feeling. There's something of the way the game is coming together that really feels like it's the original EverQuest reborn.
Yeah, no pressure, right?
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't feel like it needs pressure. I think it needs authenticity. Kind of like you mentioned about this channel being, you know, attracting people. Even though I'm not like trying to impress other people, it keeps bringing more and more people out of nowhere. I feel like it's the same with Monsters and Memories. The more you guys stay authentic to yourselves, almost to the point where you don't care about what some other people think. Like, even though you guys take feedback all the time, right? I'm not saying you don't care, but at the end of the day, like if somebody were to say, oh, but do microtransactions, or at least a little bit of this, or do this, it's like, no, I don't care what you say. You can hate us all you want, but we're going to make the game that we believe in. And I think that authenticity is what's going to make Monsters and Memories what it's going to be, if that made any sense.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, and a lot of people are saying that they are appreciative of the transparency in the development that we have. I have never seen any sort of development
Quite like
in
this.
this way, quite like this, exactly. Yeah. But then, you get haters once in a while. We read such a funny comment on one of our YouTube uploads. Some angry man or woman, whatever, angry YouTube user wrote that we are money, like he wrote monsters and scams.
Monsters and scams, yeah.
I thought that was very funny. Monsters and scams. We were lazy ass money grabbers. There was one more thing. There was three funny things. We were money grabbers, lazy, and there was a third thing that was also really funny. And of course, we all laughed at that because that was such a weird thing,
Yeah, I don't have any patience for those people. Like I think the way you guys handled it is like smart. Like turn it into a joke. It's like, oh, I think Sean said something like we should make you the CEO of scams or something like.
Oh yeah.
Chief Scam Officer, SCO or something like that, CSO, and that's how you should handle them. But me, I've been hunting them like a vampire slayer.
Yeah.
Every time I find like a troll, I just try to destroy everything they're saying with facts.
Yeah, but that is your inner Russian speaking now, okay?
Yeah, it's like, I will find you. I will find you. And I will feed you a good dinner and a good breakfast. You're gonna feel really good. You're gonna drink the borscht. And then you're gonna leave my home like a new person. Friendly and nice. You'll never throw anyone again. Kill him with
kindness.
kindness.
I'm gonna introduce you to my friend Vladimir. He is a very tough guy.
And I got Boris is cool too. He likes long walks on the beach.
Boris. Yeah, but about the community, I think that they are very. I think, of all the comments on Reddit or YouTube or whatever, like it's very few that are like really nasty and evil and really haters. I think that's a pretty low number.
Yeah.
But I think that it's healthy. Like sometimes you get good criticism and sometimes you get like feedback and sometimes you get ideas and people are finding out what mechanics would we like to have in the game, and maybe it's not going to be right up their alley, but they are still interested of, game development and those things. So sometimes you get like really good criticism and feedback.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe this, talk about corpse runs or whatever, like this and that. And those are good discussions for everybody to have,
Well, I always tell people as a disclaimer that I'm always okay with constructive criticism, but I won't tolerate any kind of insultive criticism, right? There was one guy that came in and said something, and had he said it a different way, I would have been like, hey man, I get it. It's not for everyone. But because he said it insultingly, I just flat out banned him from the YouTube channel. Because here's the thing. If you can't have basic intellect to formulate a sentence and provide constructive criticism, then in my opinion, you have no right to have a voice on my platform. Right? Because in the same token, if I was in the street, I would never allow somebody to disrespect me. I would walk away. I would basically remove the problem, right? I have no people in my life that talk to me in a disrespectful manner because I eliminate every single one of them. I have many people in my life that correct me, give me constructive criticism, tell me I need to do better, but they do it the correct way. You know, and sometimes it stings, but because they come at me like adults, they remain in my life. They're important people in my life, and I keep getting better thanks to those people, right? But I just don't understand the concept of why a lot of YouTubers, like Pantheon, for example, they allow the same people to come on every single video and write nasty, disgusting comments about their project. And because here's the way I look at it. These people are waking up every morning to log in to work on this project. That's a very difficult project. And they might accidentally read some of the stuff that people write. And imagine how discouraging it is. Like, imagine waking up every morning and somebody saying you're a terrible husband, you're a terrible father, you know, you're a piece of crap. Like, it's the same exact thing. It's like, hey, your game is absolute garbage. It's trash. I feel like those comments shouldn't even be allowed. Well, to each his own, but I'm not going to allow it. Not on my channel. That's the benefit of having your own channel, is I can just be like, nope. You know, I'm not even going to allow their voices to be heard. So, anyways, that's my opinion.
I think that, yeah, I agree. And I also think what you are describing is also a part of growing up and becoming a little bit older, because I've noticed that the older I get, I increase my BS filter.
Yeah, the BS filter.
That's a super important thing. That I didn't have any BS filter when I was in my 20s, you know. I had people around me that was not giving me energy, that didn't inspire me at all.
Yep.
You know, that I kept even working with people like that. And then getting older, you realize that, hey, the people that are around me, they should either inspire me or get out of my way.
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
Yep.
And people inspiring, that doesn't mean, you know, lick somebody's ass.
Exactly.
I'm talking about, you know, pushing me to become better, correcting me if I'm wrong, inspire me with new things, critical thinking, and all that kind of stuff, right? But that's important, because, you know, life is too short to spend with people who don't inspire you, right?
Yeah, no, that's exactly my point. You nailed it. It's like the older we get, the less time we have for the BS. It's like, dude, I'm too grown. I'm too old to put up with the nonsense. I don't do it in real life. I'm definitely not gonna do it in front of a freaking pixels on a screen, right? With an imaginary person. I mean, as if it wasn't for the username, you don't even exist in my reality, right? It's like the only thing that gives the trolls an existence is acknowledging that they exist. Because it's funny, the second you ban or remove them, it's like they never existed.
Yeah, trolls, they belong in Grob. You know?
And guess what? There's going to be a certain level I get to when I'm going to be visiting Grob as a druid, and I'm going to be camping the trolls.
Yes, Grob is a good place for XP. Actually, I've camped a lot in there with my enchanter, you know, charming one of those trolls, send them into another one, and also my warrior on blue is super twinked, so he has this slow proc hammer. He had this sort of life siphon daggers, so I get health, you know. So and a fungi, so that's fun to do a little bit of soloing on a warrior also.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, Grob is a fun little zone to XP in.
Atari said something. I just appreciate your optimistic point of view on things you covered. There's too much negativity online. It gets old. I'm not a miserable, jaded person like many people online. A game not accepting cash at the moment is money grubbing. Okay, He was talking about that. So he said, yeah, a game not accepting cash at the moment is money grubbing. Okay. There was that guy upset about EverQuest game for basically no reason too. Yeah, so again, like, there's got to be people that are just negative to be negative. And to your point, Atari, it's you're right that in 99% of the things I talk about, I try to be positive, especially when talking about another project. I'm going to give feedback, right, for Monsters and Memories and Pantheon and other projects, but it's always going to be constructive, because the last thing I want my channel to become is a place for negativity. And even talking about negative stuff right now is technically negative, you know? So I need to be careful not to talk about the trolls too much. And if I do talk about them, I need to do it in a more comedic fashion. I actually thought about doing a special episode, like similar to what you were talking about, Robert, about how we hunt trolls. So like do episode 1 of Troll Hunter, where I basically go on, you know, the comment section and dissect the trolls and be like, make it funny. I don't know. Put on a little costume, like a little mustache and glasses, and I'll be like, welcome to another episode of Troll Hunter. Today we're going to be reading this comment from, and fill in the blank. And then it's going to switch from the mustache to the glasses to me dressed up as a troll. And then I'm going to read it like with emphasis, like, oh, Monsters and Memories, more like Monsters and Scammeries. That would be fun. And that way they get all the publicity they want, you know. Their username is going to be on a video. The video will get tens of thousands of views. So there you go. Congratulations. You got the attention you wanted. Make a little parody show. Laughing at other people's negativity is fun. I like when channels pull up crazy comments to read, but yeah, gotta be careful about giving them attention. So that was from Atari. Alright, how much XP are we getting here? That's not bad. It's relaxing. Wow, what is that? A dune digger. I've never seen that before. Hold on, why is it attacking me? Have you ever seen a dune digger? I've never seen that before.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Look at it. When have you ever seen a dune digger? That is nuts.
I think that's a named.
Yeah, it's a named mob that I've never seen before.
Yeah, it's a super rare named level 14. I don't think I've seen it in game actually.
I wonder
Dude.
when it drops.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm gonna try to finish. Oh gosh. Oh man. No. Don't go there. Slow down. Okay. Oh, my mouse disappeared. Where's my mouse? Nice.
Yo,
Yo.
Hello.
how you guys doing?
Oh, hey, Monk. Good.
What's up, baby?
How's your night going?
Can't complain. Got 41% through 49.
Sheesh.
Yeah, man. If I actually XP tomorrow, before like our raids, I could probably hit 50. But we'll see. I'm not like in a massive rush, but cool.
You'll be max level.
Dude, that's
just
awesome.
Time for it not to be max level anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and they're doing this whole thing until the 14th, I guess. So I was gonna start playing an alt, but my monk is level 33, and I'm pretty sure if I play him, like if I went to Hallis and played there for like 2 or 3 days, I'd probably be 40, and that's like just chilling. You know what I mean? Not even really trying. So
Well, let me ask you a question. So max level is 50 right now. When does Kunar come out?
June. Or maybe Ixars come out in June. It's either June or July.
I think somebody told me it was Ixars in June,
Yeah, I think Ixars
but
are
they're
June,
like
and that's
locked
1 month.
to Kunark. They can't leave.
Can't leave,
And then
nobody can
July
come
it
in.
like opens up for everybody.
Yeah. Where are you at in North Row right now?
I am right by the fisherman, right by the fish. I'm getting my butt kicked by a dune digger.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I've never seen one before, but I ran out of mana.
Where you
And
at? Let me see if I can get to you, because I'll put his ass down real quick.
well, I actually want to take him out.
Well, I'll attack him, and maybe I can get aggro, and then you can get
I can't get my mana back up. It's ridiculous. To even cast a root spell, it's nuts.
You got food and water and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, it just takes forever.
So I'm at the fisherman village right now.
So if you look to the right of the fisherman village, I'm right next to a bandit camp. Do you see me?
What direction are you from the fisherman?
So if you're facing the ocean,
Yeah.
it's to the right of it.
Okay, so you're north. South. But along the water's edge, I see you.
Yep. I'm just keeping him rooted, snared. Trying to get this. He resisted. He's only blue to me, so it's not like he's tough. It's
He's
just
an undercon though.
yeah.
He's a known undercon.
I'm curious to see what he drops. Probably nothing, but
I think he dropped something for a warrior. Has the potential to. That's good for a warrior.
Still no mana. What the heck?
Use your stone.
No, it doesn't really do anything, to be honest.
It's
If you-
not adding enough.
Yeah, so it just got rid of like all my health, but it only gave me 2 mana.
Alright, he's on me now. He's on me now. Which is perfect. I'll just sit here. Now you just go med. I would med up if I were you. He ain't gonna hurt me.
Okay, I'll med up.
Yeah. When you stoned, for whatever reason, it wiped aggro off of you to me. It's very strange. As soon as I saw you hit that mana stone.
Interesting.
Yeah, it might be another way.
Okay, if I met up for a little bit, I should be okay.
Yeah.
So what have you been doing tonight?
Oh shit.
Oh, no.
Hey, keep running. Keep running.
I wonder why he went
You
after
got
me.
low health, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep running. Strafe a little bit. Because he's under 50% now, just from the couple times I hit him. I don't want to feel it from you.
Okay, hold on, I got this. Okay, now I just need to root him really quick.
There you go, he's back on me.
Oh yeah, because I think maybe he was rooted. I don't know.
It was right before you rooted him, he started attacking me. I think it's range.
That Bebop Druid over there looks very interested in what we're doing. All right. I'm gonna wait until he's above 50. I wonder if it will still give me credit.
Yeah. Well, I didn't do 50% damage. He wasn't at 100% when I got here. He was at like, I think 70 or something like that, 75.
Oh, okay. Oh, there he comes.
What we could also do is we could get by a zone line. I could get him down to like low health and then I can zone out. And then you can finish him off and you get credit for him as well.
Well, it's just funny because it really shouldn't be this difficult, but this is the problem of being out of mana, for sure.
He's a rare spawn though, and he's a severe undercon.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he was hitting me, like I'm 49, he was hitting me for like high 30s, mid 40s.
Oh, that's wild.
Like that doesn't happen very often on a sub-level 15 mob. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
12 or something. There you go. Kite him around.
One more dot and he'll be down. If I don't fizzle. I fizzled. Of course I fizzled. Fizzle dizzle. Snare him again, and then I'm gonna root him.
You're rooting primarily so you can regain mana?
Yep.
Gotcha. So one thing about this game that you'll realize is different than green is the mobs, the dots and stuff like that take just as hard regardless if they're rooted. Whereas
Yeah.
green, for example, if they were rooted, you got full dot damage. They take full dot damage even if they're moving.
Even if they're moving, right?
You have
Yeah,
to-
because I was wondering that the other day. I was like, wait, it seems like he's because I seem to remember that was the case on green, is if they were goodness, how much XP does my root take? It's like I'm at
Mana?
I'm at 8% and it wasn't letting me cast it.
There you go.
All right, finally.
Oh, that broke already.
Yep.
Oh, the snare dropped too. He's coming at you full tilt.
This is like an ultimate boss fight.
How long have you been doing this?
Oh, just when you got there. I finished off a mob and he interrupted me right when I was finishing up a bandit. So I was out of mana, so I've pretty much had to do exactly what I'm doing. Met up to like 5%, cast a snare, try to met up again. Otherwise, I mean, if I had at least 50% mana, he'd be long dead right now. Like one dot took him to like below 50%.
Well, he regens pretty quick though.
Yeah, but still, like if I could land one more dot on him right now, he'd be done. I literally can't. And what's weird is I just was at 12% mana and then it just dropped down to 10. Makes no sense. Okay, it's at 14 now. And
Oh,
I just
you know
I
what?
fizzled.
You know what? You have to so on the new Zeal, there's this command you can send which makes your UI report the actual mana, not that bullshit where it goes up 1% per second and then drops back down. That's because the client and server side reporting is delayed.
Oh, I see.
For whatever reason, the UI shows that you have more than you actually have, so it's waiting for it to update. There's a command you can send. I forget the name of it. It's called like /manatic, I think. Let's see.
Oh, I fizzled again.
It's called /client-manatic /CMT is what it is. Yeah, you do /CMT, and it'll enable and disable it. But that's on the 0.5, 0.51 I think it is, 0.15. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I installed that or I downloaded it, but it said that there was a Trojan and it wouldn't let me unzip it.
Yeah, they all.
First
that
time
crap.
for
You
me
have to-
though. I've never
you
had
have to-
that.
You have to disable active monitoring on your antivirus just for it to download, and then once
That-
once you unzip it to your folder. that
What
you have
what
accepted,
changed though?
it'll be fine.
What changed?
Nothing's changed.
Because
The problem
on the previous ones, it didn't do that.
nothing's changed, dude.
Oh.
The problem is it's not signed by Microsoft, and it's something that you've downloaded. So those two things.
I'll send you a
added together.
screenshot.
I know exactly what it is. I downloaded it too. It did the same thing on mine.
It said because
Yeah,
it gave
won't let you download it. It says that it's a virus.
no. That happened, but I let it download anyways. There was a very specific file that it said was in there, besides the ASI file. That's why I wanted to double check with you. But if you say so,
Why don't I just send it to you on
that's what I did. I downloaded the
or
one
mine?
that was sent via Discord.
Yeah, I'll send you mine. The 051 via Discord. It's not a virus, I promise you. Now, if somebody else put one in Discord, I can't verify that they didn't put one in there.
So well, yeah, I downloaded the one that Ducky put up, and then I downloaded it directly from the source website. And basically, what it's saying is, it's saying like it was like something file is in there. That's why I was like, well, that's different. Like, instead of just being like the ASI, it said removing specific named file. It just was weird. I'm sure it was nothing, but I was just like, well, why wasn't it? Why didn't this happen the last time I downloaded the Zeal patch?
Problem with it really is, it's also like the contents of it, like what it does. It's not just an executable or something along those lines. It's a file that changes when it's opened. So like if you were to have like your Quarm folder open and you log into the game, other files open within the Quarm folder. And ASI, that .asi file is kind of one of them that manipulates the game. It's a hack, like in
Yeah.
itself, like it legit is. So it's going to be detected as one. Now it's not one it can't do anything outside of your Quarm folder. There's nothing nefarious in it. It's all open source, like everybody can see what's in it. You know what I mean? Like you can compile it yourself even. And that's the thing, if you were to download the zip and compile it yourself, there wouldn't be a problem with it. Like the ones that I've downloaded and compiled myself, when I download the zip and compile the whole thing, like you see in Visual Studio, I don't even, like my computer doesn't even detect it as a virus. I don't have to set an exclusion or anything. Because at that point it was compiled from my machine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Windows Defender knows that, so they're like, oh yeah, well, he compiled it, we're not going to remove it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I looked into it a lot before I started farting around with it, because, you know, I run my business from my machines and stuff like that. Like, I'm not trying to, you know, put my clients at risk for a 25-year-old video game just so I can have a smooth camera.
Yep.
It's not that fucking important.
Well, I beg to differ. It's more important than your safety.
Yeah, right.
I wonder if it keeps a log of what happened. Hold on.
Yeah, for me, I don't even think it was Windows Defender, that it was like my browser.
Yeah, the browser thing, that happens every time I just say allow, and
well, even if I hit allow, it wouldn't let me. Like I had to deactivate active monitoring for it to even allow my browser to put it in my downloads folder for the latest one.
yeah.
Get him. Yeah.
All right, let's see, Mr. Dune Digger. He's a cute one.
What'd he drop?
Oh, a skewed shield. What?
Oh yeah, link that shield.
Bro.
Is it called like Dune Digger or something?
No. But it's... Here, I'll link it. Dude, I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, that for...
A scoot shield, right?
It says... Scoot. 15
Yeah.
AC, 9 stamina.
There you go. That's the good loot. You got the good loot from it.
That's random.
Nice, dude. Yeah, that's nice. Oh yeah, dude, and look, a bard can use that. Look, even a rogue. That's crazy.
Oh, you know, it sells for like 1,000 plat on P99.
Yep. I think it's used for something.
Oh dang, you're even more rich.
Dude, I wonder how much it will sell on this server. Probably for like nothing.
So if you go to
1,000 gold.
pqdi.cc, Project Quarm database interface. You can look up stuff like that, and then also you can look up. I think it's hold on. QuarmAuctions.com is where you can look up prices.
So this is actually really interesting. The rare, elusive, infamous, magnificent, legendary, oversized armadillo Dune Digger. Dune Digger is the only mob in-game to drop the armadillo hide. The skewed shield is 50% drop rate on average. Respawn time is exactly 2 hours, 46 minutes, and 40 seconds. Estimated at 1% chance to pop. Spawns by the sunken tower at number 11 on the map placeholder. Placeholder is a giant rattlesnake on a unique path, or rarely an armadillo. Can pop day or nighttime. Sometimes of day appear to have more armadillo pops than others. Recommended killing the PH at 5 a.m., 1 p.m., or 9 p.m. game time. What an interesting situation.
Is that off the wiki?
Huh? Oh yeah, that's off the wiki. So that's cool.
So take it all with a grain of salt, because
Oh, it's probably
doesn't even. It's crazy. Like.
Oh yeah. I know that because I got the Testament of Veneer, and the guy respawns every 7 hours on regular P99. Here it respawned in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, the same challenge that was on P99 green is just non-existent here. So.
See what I just sent you
Hold on.
in game chat.
About 400 plat.
No, but then I sent you.
Oh yeah, the PQDI. Yeah, that's a good website. I like that one. It's simple and sweet. I was reading it when I was. Oh, is this the same one? Yeah, it just looks different on my phone. So I was actually going to ask you if this one was legit or not.
Yeah,
if it was accurate.
Is the one. Like, it shows you on the map where he pops.
Okay, sweet.
And then he's got 396 hit points. He's level 15. Scoot shield 80%, and armadillo hide is 20%.
Nice.
I had an armadillo hide on me and I deleted it the other day.
What's the point of an armadillo hide again?
I have no idea, honestly. About to tell you right now, though.
I did have a question about. Okay, so let me, while we're here. Hold on. I'm going to check something. Because I want to show you what I saw earlier today. So let me find your. Honestly, it feels like they're just now catching up to work. Alright, so download. Continue to download. Alright, dangerous blocked. Full download history. Download dangerous file anyway. Download dangerous file. Okay. And then where'd it go? Oops. Okay, so it's saying yeah. All right. I'll again, I know this is not legit, but I'm just going to put it in the Discord so you can see it. So you know why I questioned it.
Let's see.
And I guess you can respond to it and just be like, yeah, disable this to do it, because I didn't need to do this last time, you know. So it's saying Trojan whack-attack.b ml
Whack attack.
whack attack.
Where'd you send? Oh, you sent it there.
Yeah, so it's like that's the one I was like confused about. I was like, Okay, so that didn't happen last time. Why is it happening this time?
And you downloaded that from Zeal's place?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see.
That's why I was like, well, downloaded all the other Zeal ones. Why is this one giving me this error? You know.
Alright, I'm gonna download it right now.
I'm good. I'm right over here, by the way. If you want to, I'm not going far. I'm just running over to where the bandits are.
Yeah, it says the exact same thing to me.
Okay.
Yeah, the whack thing.
Yeah. The problem is it's deleting it automatically.
Well, yeah, it's because of the. So if you go to your.
So like I have the EQ folder on the exclusion list already. So I mean I can try to download it to that folder.
No, you don't need to just deactivate real-time protection. That's where it locates and stops stuff before it even hits. So you just hit the toggle to turn that off, let it download, then extract it to your Quarm folder, and then just re-enable it. It's just a toggle. Just bink off, and then bink on.
Okay.
Good to go.
I'll do that when I'm not on. Because I can't install it now anyway, so
Yeah, you can.
I'll do it.
There are some good things though that are on this version.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, what are some of the bigger changes that are cool?
So, alright, so in the options, you've got the Zeal tab now.
Oh,
Tab
just
over
like
Zeal.
a completely separate Zeal tab?
Yep, there's a tab in options right next to, like if you hit the O button to open up options, the last tab on yours probably says colors.
Yeah.
To the right of that, it'll say Zeal.
Okay.
And then you can toggle through your Zeal stuff that you want enabled. So like hide corpse looted, the Zeal camera, the BlueCon, chat stamps, advanced input, show helm. And then on top of that, since you can pan with your left click on your mouse, it gives you a slider for pan delay. Like how long do you want it to delay before it starts to pan? And then your Zeal cam sensitivity, there's sliders for first person X, first person Y, third person X, third person Y, instead of having to type it all in. This makes it to where you can always have visual feedback of what it's set to. Also, there is, when you loot, you have loot all and link all loot as buttons.
Loot all and link all, right?
Yep, loot all and link all loot. So the link all will link every item that's on the corpse, and then loot all will loot everything on it. The only thing I noticed that loot all doesn't work for is your own corpse. When you die,
Yeah.
and you hit the loot all, it won't do it.
Interesting.
Now, just because it enables those features doesn't mean it's just going to pop up on your UI. You still have to have the UI be edited to have those buttons and be edited to have the Zeal tab and all that stuff. I've already got it built, so I can just send it over to you. Other than that, the UI doesn't change at all.
Okay.
Now, what I did do though is I changed the loot window. Instead of it being like 2 spaces wide and making it to where like you can scroll down if you've got like a massive loot on the loot window, I made it to where it's a grid, but it's landscape. So that way I can have those 3 buttons landscape wise, instead of having it be really skinny and tall and then have 3 buttons at the bottom, one for loot, one for link loot, and one for done. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I thought it made more sense to make it wide, and everybody seems to like it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, all
And
that
then
sounds super fun.
It's all good stuff. But yeah, other than that,
The mouse doesn't get any smoother.
no, I mean the mouse is.
No, it's already perfect. That's why I'm joking.
I was about to say, no, the mouse is perfect. But what you'll notice, is if you upgrade Zeal,
Hmm.
but you don't upgrade your UI, or vice versa, let's say you upgrade your UI to support the new Zeal stuff, but you don't update Zeal, then every time you zone and every time you log into the game, you'll have a red flag that pops up in your main chat that says your XML file
Yeah.
is not compatible, blah blah blah. So
Yeah. I've been getting that every time I zone.
you shouldn't.
I mean, let me scroll up. Your XML files are not compatible with current EverQuest files. Certain windows may not perform correctly. Use /load skin default 1 to load the EverQuest default skin. That's what
Oh,
it
I
says.
think it's because I think it's because the version that you're on actually enables the link loop button, but you don't have that in your UI. So that's why that's there. Soon as I
Okay.
send
As
you
soon
the
as I
new
get the
one,
latest one, it'll fix
yeah,
it. Makes
yeah.
sense.
Because that was one thing that like a lot of people were complaining about in the, you know, reporting it and stuff. They're like, oh yeah, there's a problem with this new version of Zeal, and I'm like, no, there isn't. It's like it's because now there's new features that you don't have an object tied to in your UI.
Yeah. It's not tied to the UI, so the system's like, something's not right.
Well, it's because Zeal is looking for those EQ types, like EQ type 134, EQ type 26, EQ type 80 and 81. Like those are all the new stuff that they added, and each one has its own different function. So if it's not being, if it doesn't have any way to visualize itself or represent that feedback, then it thinks there's a problem.
Oh, it's nice that these bandits are dropping good loot. Chill little camp.
So one problem, like when you update to 0.5, you might have one issue that some people freaked out about and just uninstalled it because well, they're not that smart. It disabled, on my computer at least, it disabled this. It made my sensitivity for first person right click steer, like for the mouse look, it made the sensitivity 0. So whenever I tried to move, like right click and move to the left and right in first person,
Mm-hmm.
it didn't move. And I'm like, well, what the hell? But then when I looked at what my settings were set to, it had set it to 0 for sensitivity, meaning no sensitivity. So
Mine is already set to 0.
first person?
Well, just in general, because that's the setting I have to have it at in order for it to be not so fast. But that's probably why they probably fixed it, you know.
Oh no, that's why you. Oh, so you're doing it all wrong, bro. You just changed your global sensitivity. You're
Well,
supposed to do this.
so if you look at my screen and my mouse look sensitivity on in AMD, it's set to 0.
Yeah, I get it, but you wouldn't have to do that if you did this here.
0 cam 0 space 22 space 0
So
space
do this.
32.
Just do this. Don't type that in. Just type /zealcam real quick, and it'll disable zealcam. And then type that again, and then it'll tell you what your settings are. And the way that syntax works is that's zealcam, the first 0.22 that I sent you.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yep.
first person X sensitivity. The space and 0.32 after that, that's first person Y sensitivity. And then the second 4 digits, the 0.22, that's third person X, and then 0.30 is third person Y. So you can set that to whatever the hell you want to get yourself the right mouse look sensitivity without affecting your global mouse sensitivity, because that affects both of them together.
Oh, okay.
And you'll
Oh.
notice if you don't do the X and Y separate, one direction, like X will be faster than Y or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how you can kind of this is how you can like get them both exactly where you need them to be. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, that's why I kind of left that alone, because when I set it to 0, it was like perfect. So I was like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
Because I
I
didn't.
mean, if that works, yeah.
Yeah, well, because so what I didn't want to do is I wanted it to just to work out the box, which for me it did. I mean, it was a little sensitive, but as soon as I put it to 0% in options, it got to a point where it was like buttery smooth, you know, both in
See, me, I don't
first
quit
person.
until I have it as smooth as I had it on P99.
Oh
Live.
no, that's what I'm saying. They finally got it. Like I'm panning it in first person and third person right now, and it's like it's actually better than it was in Pantheon.
Oh yeah, way better.
I was
think
trying to
so,
get
too.
like a cinematic shot in Pantheon, and it just would not do it.
Kind of choppy.
It was choppy, yeah. And I thought it was something in my settings, but then I came into EQ and it was smoother. So I was like, okay, it's just something they got to work on. That's okay.
Well, I think their way of working on it is giving you the tools needed to adjust it.
No,
You're
I'm
not
talking
just-
about Pantheon.
Oh yeah. Pantheon definitely has a lot of shit to work on.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, as much fun as I had on Pantheon, I think I had a lot of fun because, you know, I was playing with you and Vontae
Oh yeah, it was
and
the
everything
group
like that.
content. Yeah.
And it was new, but the more I sit back and think about now that the glitz and glam is not in my face anymore, I'm not saying I'm disappointed because I was very happy. I had a very good time. Don't get me wrong. But coming back to Quarm this last week and the stuff that I've done just in Quarm, in a game that I've been playing every day that I should be more dull to me, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I've had a ton of fun, and that just made me wonder, like, did I love it as much as I thought I did?
Well,
That's kind of what I'm wondering.
I
think
think
a
you.
second playtest is in order.
Yeah, I think you did. I think what it is well, I'll use Enshrouded as an example. Like Enshrouded was very fun when you first played it, but is it like EverQuest where it makes you just want to keep coming back? And the answer is no, because
No.
EverQuest is on a completely different
Scale.
category, you know, because it's 25 years later, and there's been thousands of games that have come out in the past 25 years, and somehow we just keep crawling back to classic EQ, you know. And so it's more of a testament to EQ. But what I will say about the with Pantheon, so I think that one day it will get to a point where it's as good as I don't want to say as good as EverQuest, but it's better than most MMOs I've played, you know. It's,
The one thing that I worry about with it, in a way, is like I'm only level, what am I, 6, 7,
Mhm.
5, 6, whatever. Yes is the answer to that question. And I already have like almost an entire bar filled with, actually more than one bar filled with abilities.
Yeah, there's much more to come.
Like, that's one thing I hated about playing WoW and about playing like Lord of the Rings online and stuff like that, is you'd have like 16 ability bars up and like,
But you only get to choose one.
yeah, but I'm saying you have so many things to choose from, though, is kind of what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like, it almost makes it like, hopefully with more time, you get like a lot of feel for it, and you're like, okay, I know what I need to use.
But isn't that the
Versus
same
just
thing as
kind of
EQ though? Because like for example, I'm level 14 and I already have like 6 pages worth of spells, but I only use 8 of them, and really out of the 8 I only use 3 regularly.
Well, I can't talk for that because I can't speak on that because I didn't play a caster on Pantheon, so I don't know how the UI is built out for casters. Like, do you have a spell bar separate of your hotbar
Well,
or your action
technically,
bar,
so
or is it the same?
no, so technically a paladin is not a caster. It's
Gotcha.
a melee class, so there's no mana, there's no nothing, but it felt like I was getting the skills every level. So every level I'd get 2 new skills, and they would go into my spell book. I'm just gonna call it a spell book so I can compare it to a caster. And by level 6, I had so many skills that I had to choose only the ones that I was planning on using.
Yeah.
And then my bar would be filled up. From there, I basically had to, it was situational. Like, for example, when I was soloing, because I finally wanted to try out soloing since we did so much grouping, because I had the same feeling. I was like, well, is this game actually good solo, or is it only fun when I'm grouping? And when I was soloing, I found a way of mixing up my skills, my attack skills, in a way where I would do like an AoE slash, and then do something else, and then do a self heal, and like basically only use. But then as soon as I grouped with you guys later that night, I had to readjust my skills to fit the group setting, right? So I think it's kind of like designed so you have
You definitely
an
feel
arsenal of tools.
like you definitely feel the difference. Like you can tell when you do a combination incorrectly, or when you waste
When you're
your
wasting it,
class specific fuel or whatever that you need to, whether it's build aggro or in my instance do more damage, right? Like you feel it when you do it wrong, and you feel it when you do it right. So I get that. And also I think it is maybe, if like what I need to know is, as a caster, like let's say you're an actual caster, do you have spell gems and the cast bar, or does each class have their own certain class specific fuel per se that are like more like abilities versus full on spells? That's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, is
so
it both, or-
your bar, right? You just had
Yeah.
one thick bar and one thin bar on top of it, right?
Yeah, I had the shift bar, which
Yep.
is like your secondary, and then I had my regular bar.
So
Yes.
so that's what I'm saying. That's what I appreciated, is that was it. Like Atari said in chat, I like how Guild Wars had a limited number of skills you could assign, right? EQ2 and WoW, you can have like 40 bars with all the skills, and
that
Pantheon
was
limits
all
it. So
zero.
I think what you're saying is that you appreciate
They've
the fact that it's limited.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they've already fixed it then. So I was thinking I was going to be overwhelmed as the levels progress, because I thought maybe that would grow, or maybe I would have like an additional bar that they give me, and then I'm like thinking to myself, okay, I'm only level 6 right now and I already have
Yeah,
16 different things to choose from. Like, that's a little overwhelming, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, no,
after hearing you explain the solo aspect, right? Like, me as a rogue, all I can speak on is what I played, right? And as a rogue, I have positional things. I've got positional abilities from the rear. I also have positional abilities from the side, like flank, and I also have some positional abilities when I'm facing. So like if I were to do something solo, I probably wouldn't want to fill my bars up with backstab stuff, because
Exactly.
the likelihood of me being able to do that is not going to happen. So
Yeah, you'd want
I
to.
like that
You'd
actually.
want
That's
to.
pretty dope.
Yeah, you'd want to. Well, yeah, no, and I think you're talking about how more of like you have all these options to choose from. I thought you meant, are you worried that they're going to add additional bars? Which
Yes.
I don't think they are, because everywhere I've seen like level 10s and above, it's always the same slots and then the shift slots.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as far as I know, they don't have any plans to add
Because you guys know what I'm
additional
talking about,
parts.
right? Like when you play the games that have like 30 gems, like yeah, if you play that game every
No,
single
yeah,
day and you don't
that's
drop it once, you'll remember what the hell you need to do. But
no,
like,
that
let's say
those
you
games
take
suck. I'm sorry.
a month off because you have life
EverQuest
problems
2
or
is
whatever.
like one of the worst
Yeah,
for that, man.
That's
so
why
When
bad.
that's
there's
why
like
they're
10
releasing.
hours.
Well, that's why they're announcing that they're releasing EverQuest 2 Classic because
Origin, I think it
Origin,
is. Is that
yeah,
what they called it?
yeah, because that's before they did all that. So you
It's still fake though. I don't know if I'm gonna play it.
But for Pantheon, as far as like differences in classes go, everybody has the same like number of abilities they can like
Even
have at
like
once.
quote unquote pure caster class, same thing.
Yeah, they all just have the like 10
Okay,
regular
cool,
abilities, and
cool.
then they have the, I think it's called the utility bar.
yeah
And so like
mhm.
certain abilities can only go on the utility bar, and certain ones only on
So I, c- I
the
can
main
I can
bar.
dig that then. I can dig that because now the more I think about it, I kind of figured out the problem that I thought I had, and really what it was is I have positional abilities, I have different weapon abilities. So like I've got blunt weapon, slash, and piercing. Those are the three I believe that the rogue has. So if it's just looked at as like I have three different loadout types that I can load out on there is how I really need to
Yeah,
focus my
it,
brain on it instead of like just grabbing every spell or every new ability at each level. Think about like strategically like okay, what weapons am I going to use? What abilities do I need? You know what I'm
well,
saying?
you can grab. Well, here's the thing. It probably will make sense to grab every new ability in as you level, because as you uncover more content, there's gonna be new situations that
Yeah,
you
but what
didn't
I
have
what I meant to
before.
say is I'm not going to need to have blunt weapon abilities on my bar.
Oh no,
Plus,
exactly. Yeah, I don't.
yeah, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like I need to treat it as like different loadouts.
yeah. What?
Yeah.
No.
Maybe that would be a cool feature is if they can give you the ability to set a loadout.
And then as far as the like classes, the class resources go, uh each, so there's readiness, which is like, it's kind of like mana
Stamina-ish.
or stamina, I guess, for like non-casters. But you
Yeah,
have to like build
th-
it up, right?
that's
And
what I
then
had.
spend it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's for like all non-casters, and then all
I'm.
the casters have mana, and then each individual class has like its own special thing that interacts with its
So I
unique
had threat
abilities.
and readiness. So threat and readiness, and I could use threat to like heal myself. Um, so there was one of my skills who
Yeah,
uses up like the threat skill. It's like 500 threat or whatever. And the more I land hits, the more threat I get. But then there's certain melee attacks where it actually uses up threat instead of readiness, right? So you have to kind of find a balance. I'm like, well, no, if I use this skill, it's going to
Yeah.
take away my threat. I want to use my threat for my heals. So let me switch to a different ability that instead of using threat, it uses my readiness bar. And that's kind of, I found the balance where I'm like, okay, I'm only going to use melee attacks that use up readiness, but build up threat. And then I'm going to use the threat only to heal. So I would have like an infinite heal and I would do a bunch of damage. And it was like, to be honest, the only thing I was worried about is that they were going to nerf it. Because I could solo, I was able to solo a dark orange. And yellows were like no problem for me as a paladin.
Well, I guess what's probably going to happen in
yeah,
higher levels
Paladin's
is
pretty strong.
there's gonna be a DPS check on some of these mobs though. I guarantee you.
Oh,
And
Like,
yeah, yeah. So like,
as
you
a
know, I don't.
paladin, you actually have two class resources. Yeah.
yeah,
So you
you,
have the thing you were talking about, and then you have reckoning points,
oh,
which
okay.
I don't know exactly how those work, and I'm
I
not
don't know
sure
how
you
they
were
work
like
either yet.
high enough level to have abilities that care about that. But
I forget what the rogue ones were. I knew I had readiness, but what the hell was the other one? Like whenever I would go in stealth mode, it would like every time I would move, it would regain that. I cannot for the life of me remember what the name of it was. I have to look it
Yeah, I don't remember, but it's like it looks like a dagger or something, right? on
Yeah,
your
yeah, it's a
UI.
dagger that fills up in your UI. Yeah. I think it might be opportunity.
I think that sounds right.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, combat resource. Yeah, readiness and opportunity. Yeah. But some of the rogue stuff is tricky. Like,
Oh yeah, that's one thing I noticed about Pantheon.
God.
Is like they really make you think.
Consumes all opportunity points to activate. While active, the damage of your combat techniques is increased by 15% for each opportunity point consumed. Using a combat technique will immediately end sinister strikes unless the technique is used while Shadow Walk is active.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind of
rogues
nuts.
got some pretty
Yeah, you know what I
complex
mean? Like, what
stuff.
the
They have to
fuck?
set up a lot. You got like their traps, and they have to be like in and out of stealth for certain things.
See, but I like that because you know how some people hate on tab targeting games? Well,
Yeah.
this is the kind of stuff where it's like, well, try it for yourself, big guy, and see what it's like, because it's like, okay, it might not be like action RPG or whatever you call it, like fast-paced movement, but it's like playing chess instead of checkers.
100%, dude.
And I like that a lot more because you actually have to, you know, use comprehensive like thought to be like, all right, that we keep dying in this situation. What can be done differently? It was like, well, this specific mob has actually he gave an example of it today. There's a spider that does a poison, but you think it's poison, but you notice that it's not actually poison. It's magic. And once you realize that, you realize that, well, it's because it's not poison and I'm using anti-poison, but an enchanter has a special ability to like undo magic, like I'm butchering it. And he's like, once you figure that out, it changes the whole thing, because you think just because it's a spider you're getting poisoned, but it's not this poison, it's actually anti-magic or whatever.
So it's more of an MR check versus a
Yeah,
poison
that goes
resist
into
or
like
something
the
along
whole
Yeah.
those
like
lines.
class interdependency stuff, which I really like.
That's pretty dope.
How they each have like their unique roles.
Yeah, they really thought it through. I was not expecting them. Like, obviously the game still needs to be built out a lot, but from a gameplay perspective, they really put a lot of thought into the skills. It's kind of like what people always say. It's
That's
like, I
part
don't
of
care
the-
about graphics, I care about gameplay. Well, they're definitely nailing it.
I think that's part of the skill of like playing the game as well. It's just you have to have knowledge of like what all the different classes do and can do to like be effective as a group and stuff.
Yep.
I especially imagine late game. It's probably gonna
Well,
get very interesting. And think about it too. If we can do it, imagine what the NPCs can figure out later in the game.
well, what else is cool too is like, I like this idea way better than the whole skill tree idea, because what ends up happening is people will build this, a skill tree around
Oh, I hate skill
a
trees.
certain build out or whatever, and then everybody ends up finding
You
one
hate
that's
skill
more
trees.
well, they find one that's more OP than the other, and then it's like everybody's rolling with the same
Yeah,
shit.
when I say skill trees, I mean the physical skill tree where it's like it branches out, and like I think Skyrim has it, WoW has it, like a lot of the
Yes.
games I've played have that, and pretty much what I do is I just Google what's the best skill tree, and I just follow it to a T. Done. And
Exactly,
I
and
never
that's-
put any thought into it, because what's the point? Why would I sit there and mess around with it if somebody already thought of the meta?
I think skill trees are okay, but
I mean, I
I don't
think they're
like
okay.
it when they make you like
Then what else happens
choose
is
a
if they do a
tree
nerf,
and you're locked into that. kind of.
But if they do a nerf
don't
on
like that
something
part.
too, and then your whole tree's screwed up, and then you're like, all right, well I need to respec or redo this because now this spec is garbage. You know what I
I mean,
mean? And it's just
EverQuest has
like
skill trees too. That's what
EverQuest.
AAs are.
Yeah, but that's way later on, and most people don't
Although I
care
know
for
you
that.
guys are P99 players, so like
Yeah.
Yeah,
you don't
I
care.
hated AAs. I was like, that's another reason why I stopped. I'm just kidding.
I didn't mind.
I'm kidding.
I didn't mind the
They were
AAs,
cool.
but it got a little
Got a little
redundant
overwhelming.
after a while. Yeah.
Yeah, it became like RuneScape.
Well, where things got crazy is like, you know, in classic era, your main skill caps were capped at like 255 for any kind of, you know, whether it was disease, strength, yada yada yada, right? It's all capped at 255, I think. And somewhere along the way, it got capped at like, I want to say like 1,000 or something ridiculous like that. So like, pretty much they made it to where like all the time and effort and money you spent on certain gear, like if you took a break or whatever, you come back and you're like, oh wow, this Blade of Carnage is now a piece of shit, basically. You know what I mean? Because now they got a weapon that has like 10 times the damage as it has delay, whereas like in classic era, there's nothing not even remotely close to that. I just think it just took too many steps forward in too short of an amount of time that I think it kind of, you know, it turned a lot of people off. Me personally, it did, but during live, I never played like I played consistently, but I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't care about what was the best. It was more about like fashion quests and having fun and gaining experience and stuff. But I was never really into the whole raid scene and stuff like that. I only got into that on green because, you know, at a certain point, like you're trying to squeeze as much content as you can out of something that's locked, you know, so the next phase is doing raids, you know, so I did get into that quite a bit on green.
So
Getting to
Atari
too.
said, well, at the end of the day, Pantheon is an MMO, and everybody has their special MMO they love to return to. That's been a big issue in the MMO market from what I've seen. MMOs do go a little hog wild with their abilities. It looks like a jet engine console by the time you're 60, but people seem to like having a lot of abilities. I like how Guild Wars just has a limited number of skills you can assign. When I revisit WoW, I have to relearn to play my Warlock every time, and I hate it. I definitely get what he's saying. Zoomers hate on our tag. Zoomers hate on our tab targeting games. I prefer tab targeting. Yeah, people always quote unquote solve skill trees. You can do Path of Exile and throw in a billion skills. I like to see someone truly try to solve the illusion of choice skill trees preset, but I have no idea how you do it. Sorry, I had to catch up on all that. He didn't say that all at once, that he was having a conversation with us as we were talking, and I'm just now catching up. On that note, actually, guys, I am going to call it.
All right, big dog.
Thank you for hanging out, dude.
All
I'm
right.
glad you stopped by. And Robert, thanks, man. Skullcat, thank you too.
Yeah, man, nice talking with
Is
you guys.
Robert still here?
Yeah, Robert's just been
I
chilling.
am still here.
Is that the
Oh my
Robert?
gosh.
Yo, Rob, you need to do a voice for one of the like final bosses in Eminem. I am still here. Like right when you
I'm
defeat
still
him.
here, guys. Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Like you kill something and then like it turns into like a bag of bones and then pops back up. I'm still here.
All right, guys. Have a great night.
All right, buddy. Love you,
Yeah,
dog.
you too,
Have a
man.
Good
You
night,
too,
guys. Thanks for the stream.
Thank you, brother.
Always.
See you later.
Stay.